Welcome, listeners, to the Joe Rogan Experience. Oh, wait.
I'm Joe Rogan.
Oh, I meant the Horrormongers. We're the Horrormongers.
You sound so happy about that.
We're back.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for introducing us, by the way. I guess I'll introduce myself. I'm Zach.
I'm Matt.
I'm Brad.
Yeah, and we are better than the Joe Rogan Experience.
A lot better.
More famouser.
We just need to get more listens.
He had to be more famous. Yeah, we had, what was that guy's name?
Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan on the show.
Oh.
Elon Musk, he's on our show, smoking pot in the background. You just can't see or hear him.
Yeah.
But he's here. Trust us.
Great friend of ours.
Yeah.
That's why he has not funded us at all.
Today's episode is on really
80 slashers.
80s slashers, obscure
Yeah.
80s slashers. It's really only two.
It's only the two that came out.
Yeah. No, I mean, we're only going to review two. We're going to kind of talk about maybe as a genre as an overall, but we're really only going to focus on two obscure 80s slashers for this episode, so we don't blow our wad.
It's more focused. It's 80s slashers in a camp environment.
Yes.
It's like every single 80s slasher.
Well, much like, that... What's that one franchise that did that with the
Hellraiser?
The hockey mask? No.
Mighty Ducks.
That's it. The Mighty Ducks franchise.
With Emilio!
Yeah, Emilio kills the entire team. I think that's how that... I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it. I'm pretty sure that's how it went, right?
That's how it ends.
Okay.
It's a happy
Perfect.
ending for everyone.
You need to rewatch it. It sounds great.
So yeah, we're doing. This is probably gonna be an ongoing thing. We're not gonna just do a one and done '80s obscure slasher because there's a lot of them. But this is kind of like the focus of this episode is two movies in particular: The Burning and Madman. Yeah,
Not the John Hamm Mad Men.
yeah, Mad. It wasn't funny when you texted us that
Mad
joke.
Man.
It wasn't funny when you texted
He
us that joke.
never showed up. He never showed up in it.
All right, so it's just the three of us today, jerking each other.
That's
So we're going to go ahead and start with News Not Nudes.
Nudes!
News Not Nudes.
Nudes!
Matt, you have a couple things.
Yeah, I do.
And moving on.
Fuck you.
Yeah, we actually have news. We're actually on top of shit for once.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Like your mother. Go on.
I'm going to start with the Halloween. There is a
new one coming up
there's going to be a sequel to the 2018 Halloween.
Oh, you meant the movie. I thought we were just going to
The
have
season,
another Halloween this year.
yeah. Is that canceled? Are we not doing another Halloween?
And let me look at my notes here.
Ah,
yes,
yes.
okay.
Now's a good time to start bringing them up.
Yeah. It made a major step forward because there is a writer announced, and he's currently writing it right now. Scott Teems is his name.
As we speak, is he writing?
Yeah,
He
right
better
now.
be typing out some
Unlike
shit.
a certain person
He
who
is
writes
also
a
here.
certain series.
He is also here. He's not allowed to say anything. He's just typing away.
On topic of people not writing things, how weird is it that Game of Thrones is about to end on HBO and he still has not released a single book since it's been on?
Oh, yeah. I just found out he released a prequel book.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, hold on. You wrote a prequel, and everyone's like, we need more content to finish the series. And he's like, how about a prequel, guys? And everyone's like, stop.
Did you guys see that Super Bowl ad with Game of Thrones and the Bud Light?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that one.
It was stupid.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl in general was stupid this year. But that's related to what we're talking about with the writer Halloween, the sequel. So it's going to be, as far as we know, it's supposed to be a continuation. So this is going to be canon. Apparently this new one, until like 20 years from now when we get nostalgia for Halloween again, they reboot it for the 30th time.
Yeah, and Blumhouse is still doing it.
Blumhouse does everything. What horror movie does Blumhouse not have their hands on?
And this is one franchise I'm excited for. They're trying to take it in a new direction. Because everything, I have some opinions about something else we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
The franchise was over, But then they decided, okay, what if we took the franchise, put it in a new direction from, the original movie, obviously.
Yeah.
And, talked about how we all loved the remake, or the sequel, quote
whatever you want to
unquote.
call it, yeah.
And it was fantastic. And now they're going to continue with that, which I think is interesting. It's different.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it. To be honest, I wasn't psyched when I heard they're going to do another one. Kind of liked it being a one and done type thing.
Yeah.
Because what happens is,
Well, they left it open.
They left it open
Yeah.
because at the
They did
end
that
you
on
hear
purpose.
him breathing.
yeah, and I don't know.
Michael Myers, that is. He escapes the burning house.
him!
Oh.
I thought it was Dykel Geyers that was breathing it in.
Dyke Dyers.
Yeah.
But other news on the Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis said that she will not be in it unless the director of the 2018 version, David Gordon Green, she will not be in it unless he's directing it.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
he did such a good job with the 2018
Yeah,
one, so
that's-
why wouldn't you have
Yeah,
the
that's her
same?
one stipulation.
You're not looking at notes. You're just looking at a website.
Yeah, I'm looking at the news article,
He's
which
not
is
even
a
looking at
very,
notes. He's just looking at porn.
which is a very long
He's
article.
just looking at porn on his phone.
That's why I'm stammering.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think? Would you watch first off, would you watch the? Are you gonna watch? Are you excited for the 2018 sequel, the Halloween sequel?
Yeah, I'll still watch
2019?
it.
Well, it'll be 2020 probably by the time it's released.
Yeah,
Let's be
it's not
real.
going to come out in 2019. I mean, they just now announced the writer
Yeah, it's
for
gonna
the
be a while.
movie.
I mean, the sequel to the 2018 is what I'm saying.
I'd like to see where it goes.
I mean, are you gonna be
I think it's-
excited for it? You think, or?
I mean, I was excited for this one just because they
Oh,
were
yeah.
doing a whole new spin on it.
Right.
Like, oh yeah. But I was a little upset at first when they said that, or when they left it open ended. I was like,
Yeah.
I thought they were just going to end
Well,
it.
they're never going to end that franchise.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean,
They're not going to end any.
after
franchise,
10
apparently.
of them, we should probably have figured that out. But,
Yeah.
no, okay. If Jamie Lee Curtis is not in it, and they have a different director, would you still want to watch it?
If she's not in it,
And they have a different director from the 2018.
I'm not really interested.
Yeah,
Because
I
that's
probably
not-
wouldn't. I mean, I'd still go. I'd watch it when it came out like on DVD, but
Yeah, I mean, well,
I probably
they're-
wouldn't see it in
They're
theaters.
I'd
passing the
watch it
torch. Isn't that the
eventually.
whole point of the 2018 is passing the torch to
Exactly.
his...
That's the big thing, that she came back.
The very next day. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, I'm not too excited for a sequel in general. I mean, we'll see, but I think it's going to lose a lot of its magic now that there's a sequel.
Yeah.
I think that what made this great was it was a callback to the 80s. It was something new, but this sequel is not new. You know, it's not going to be as fresh.
Well,
So
see,
I think
also the 2018, it was written by Danny McBride and David Gordon Green. And
wait, Danny McBride as in the guy that
from
was...
Eastbound and Down.
Oh my god, that's
yeah.
awesome! I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
wrote that.
He wrote the 2018.
Good for him.
Yeah, along with like two other people, but
Yeah, it was all him. All right, so we got that. What else we got going on in the news?
well, the other thing I got is the directors from the new upcoming Pet Cemetery have announced that it is not like the book.
Surprise! I mean,
Surprise, surprise.
I mean,
Yeah.
you mean it's not going to be a shot-for-shot rendition of the novel?
But they only announced just one difference, and that is instead of an 8-year-old boy, it's going to be a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
But that's the only big difference that they announced in it. But they're announcing it before they get all this backlash, like, you guys suck, it's not
Yeah.
like the book, and all that. But
I think it's. I mean, obviously, it's smart to do it now, so it's already forgotten by the time the movie releases.
maybe they listened to our last episode
Yeah.
and knew that, oh, shit, we should announce this before we get all this backlash,
Yeah,
before the horrormongers
Yeah, before they get a
start
hold of
bashing us.
because we are tastemakers here. We set the trend. We're trend makers. So, what do you think about the change? You think it's that big of a deal that they're changing the boy to a 13-year-old girl?
Go. No.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
sir, go
He
ahead.
was
Go ahead.
looking at me.
Me? You want me to talk? Yeah, we'll go.
I don't understand why. I mean, I don't care either way.
Yeah.
Fine, make it a 13-year-old
Well, see,
girl,
the other-
whatever. I don't understand the necessity for the change.
I'm really confused. So the boy
Right.
thinks that he's a 13-year-old girl, like he's a transgender in this thing. Like, I'm a 13-year-old girl that gets run over by a semi truck.
I mean, yeah, either way, I don't care. I mean, I think the impact that it was such a younger child in the original movie,
Yeah.
that was horrifying. I mean, they made it a girl that's 5 years older.
Yeah,
I mean, it's still going to be.
I don't know.
I
wonder if it's going to have the same creep factor because the whole children are creepy. You know, an
They are
undead
creepy.
child is pretty
Yeah.
freaking creepy. I mean, I don't know if maybe a
Even
13-year-old
alive
girl.
children, they're always creepy.
Yeah. Well, just because you're not allowed to get anywhere near them, within 50 feet of a child, doesn't mean they're scary.
They're scary. The courts make them scary.
Did you guys ever see the second Pet Cemetery? That
There's
came
a
out?
second one?
Yeah, it came out in 1992.
Oh, the famous sequel.
Yes.
Obviously.
There's a sequel to Salem's Lot, so apparently, of course, it's a sequel to...
Return to Salem's Lot.
Which has apparently nothing to do with the first movie nor book or whatever.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me really want to watch it.
Yeah, we should watch it. So there's a sequel, 1992.
Yeah.
To the sequel to what, the 1990 whatever came out.
I think it was 89.
Was it 89?
Let me go to my source here.
I don't know. I tweeted about it. Yeah, I tweet. What about it? Horrormongers.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter while you're at it. I did tweet about it about a week ago. I tweeted about how because we did the episode on Stephen King, Salem's Lot, and I said, I don't know how none of us are really super excited for this movie, and none of us are going like, oh, I gotta watch this movie in theaters,
Yeah.
What,
Salem's Lot.
Oh, Salem's Lot?
Not Salem's Lot.
Oh, Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
I'm more excited for the
Chapter
Part
2.
2.
Yeah.
And I still haven't even read that book yet. I mean, that's an upcoming episode.
Yeah, I don't
At
know
some
how I
point.
feel about the chapter 2. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of it.
The remake?
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was
I
alright.
thought it was pretty good.
I don't think it was as amazing as everyone said it was. But
People were like,
Oh, I know.
oh my god. Everyone's like,
Yeah,
oh, it's the greatest movie
What was his
ever.
name? Bill Skarsgård?
Skarsgård?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone just was like creaming their jeans over that guy.
I mean, that is a
the new
badass
Pennywise.
name. I wish I had a name as cool as Skarsgård.
Well, maybe if you come from the Nordic
Yeah.
region, you could have a cool
Maybe
name.
I will.
You could also change your last name.
Yeah.
Maybe I will.
I'm Zach Explosion.
On Max Powers.
Is there any other news we got?
Well, that's all I got, but
Bradley? Anything?
I saw a trailer that apparently was new.
Okay.
It's called My Soul to Take.
Uh-huh.
You guys heard of that one?
Yeah, it's a prayer. It's the Lord's Prayer. It's
Yeah.
really scary.
Yeah, they're basing it a movie off of it. Looked like shit.
That part, by the way, that part of the Lord's
I never
Prayer,
heard of
when
it.
you say it, I pray the Lord my soul to take, that, it was, as a kid, I was afraid of saying that. Like, that was, like, my biggest fear. Like, my dad made me say it. He goes, say it, or you won't go to heaven if you die in your sleep.
oh my god.
I'm like, I don't want God to take my soul. So, well, if you don't say it, it doesn't count. And so, like, I have a little. This movie might be scary for me. I don't know. It might bring
Yeah.
back some childhood memories of young Zach being forced to say the Lord's Prayer every night before going to bed, even though he was afraid of God.
Do you still say the Lord's Prayer before you go to bed, Zach?
Not at all. Okay, so
It didn't look interesting at all to me.
Oh, that's your news.
It was a paranormal movie
Well,
about a boogeyman.
There's a 2010 movie that came out that's called My Soul to Take.
No, not interesting.
God's a scary person, apparently. Why isn't there more horror movies on God?
I don't know.
I'm just saying. I mean, it could be a good idea. Maybe we'll make our own horror movie about God.
A big one at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The big trailer that dropped is teaser for the reboot of Twilight Zone.
Yeah, on CBS All Access, by the way. You guys look at me.
Oh,
like
seriously?
Yeah, you don't even know. You thought it was going to be on TV? You thought you didn't have to pay for
Oh,
it?
that's just the online version, right?
Yeah, it's streaming. You got to pay. You have to
I
have
didn't
their,
know that. I thought it was
Yeah,
gonna
that's
be on
why
a
it
major
was so
network.
weird that you guys are so.
Bullshit.
You guys were so excited for this.
Now I'm not excited anymore.
Yeah, you were so excited for it. I'm like, why? You going to spend $15 a month for 3 shows on CBS?
No.
Is Rod Sterling going to be on it?
No, it's the Peel or whatever.
Yeah,
his
Jordan
name.
Peele.
Jordan Peele.
Yeah,
You know how I,
I
feel
mean,
about
but
him.
isn't Rod Sterling still alive, kicking?
Is he?
No,
I have a
no.
feeling he's not.
Is that the guy that made the original one?
Yeah.
The guy.
I
Rod
don't
Sterling.
know enough about the original series.
He's the
It's
one.
good.
He's the one who introduced it. You know.
Oh,
this
okay.
is the Twilight
Yeah.
Zone. Da-na-na-na. That's
What? Is that how it goes?
I don't know.
Isn't that Sports Center? Da-na-na.
The Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was excited for it until I found out it was on CBS All Access, and I'm just like,
I didn't know about that.
I was actually thinking this, and I was talking to Matt about it, and they did it. They brought it back in the 80s, and then in the early 2000s.
There's also a movie. Don't forget the movie.
There's a movie. But what I didn't know.
By the way, in the movie, the kid and an actor died in the helicopter scene.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, actually died like while videotaping it.
Oh,
wow.
shit, that's commitment.
Yeah, committed to the scene. The director said you have to die in this scene.
That's method acting, right to the T.
Brad, you brought up the when they did it again in the 80s. What they did was they just remade the old episodes, like the classic episodes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was actually thinking that
And
when
it was bad.
I
It was
bet.
garbage. But I heard that they're going to do new material for this.
that's what I was hoping for, because that was my worry. Because when you told me that, they said, "Oh, they just remade all the episodes," and I was like, "Man, I hope they have new content." If Jordan Peele has any part
Jordan
of
Peele's
this,
doing it.
I'm hoping he at least has some new stories to tell or something.
One of the three of us are not a fan of Jordan Peele's horror movie chops.
Well, I think he has definite potential.
He has potential, but I'm afraid he's going to ruin it.
You hate the one movie that he came out with.
That's a 0% score for me. He has made 0% movies I like.
Well, see,
Even some of the best directors have bad movies.
Yeah, but everyone else seems to like it. Like I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone episode right now. Like that episode, Beauty is in the Eye of the Beholder, where you guys all look like pigs and I'm a beautiful man. That's what's going on right now. You guys are all pigs with terrible taste.
I think Jordan Peele will do a pretty good job.
I hope.
But then again, back in the original ones, Rod
Jordan
Serling.
Peele? Is it Kyle Peele?
Jordan Peele.
Did I say Kyle Peele? Oh no, Kyle Peele's the guy we went to high school with. That's weird.
Kyle Peele is the guy I went to high school with. Close enough.
Why are you taking pictures of me?
For stuff. This is behind the scenes stuff. We don't have to vocalize everything I do.
Oh damn, my dick was out.
Yeah. We have to vocalize everything we do. I'm doing it for our Instagram. Follow us on Instagram.
Neat.
Yeah, so
I think it'll be
Twilight
good.
Zone.
I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Just because I want to see new material. That's what they're doing. My source wasn't really reliable on that. Nick Beckman.
Nick Beckman's your source.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Here's the one that I really wanted to talk about.
Love you, Nick.
Okay, yeah,
So,
this is the one I want to talk about.
This is the big trailer that dropped this week.
Yeah.
Fucking Child's Play.
Child's Play. Yeah.
I have some words.
Okay, here I'm going to be honest with you before we get into it. I've not seen the trailer yet.
No.
Oh
No.
my gosh. Okay. You want to watch it?
No. Hey, oh yeah.
No, we can't watch it now. But
No,
okay,
it was
they
my
don't
first,
show
it was my first
anything.
reaction.
Oh.
Oh.
We'll have a YouTube video of me pooping on it.
Oh. Awesome.
All right, yeah. Go ahead. So Brad, this is yeah. Go ahead and tell us your thoughts on this.
Okay. First of all, Matt, do you have any thoughts on it?
I'm excited about it. Actually.
Matt's excited for a reboot, huh?
Yeah, I am.
right.
I know it's not going to be. It's probably going to be bad.
Do they have the?
But I'm actually going to go to the theater and watch it.
Do they still have? Oh my god.
Brad Dourif?
Yeah.
Well, see,
don't know.
here's the thing in the trailer.
I haven't looked it up because they don't show Chucky. They don't even have Chucky speak.
Yeah, they don't. They don't
I
have.
don't
None
like
of
this
that is
because they were
involved.
kind of already. The last two movies that came out with are pretty good. I like the story where it's going. I like the angle where they brought back Andy and as an
Exactly.
adult,
Yeah.
and like they kind of had.
And that's why I have words about this.
Okay, so all right, go ahead.
All right, you ready for a rant? Okay, why the fuck would they reboot a goddamn franchise that's still going on?
He's like looking at me with like fire in his eyes, like I'm the one
like you
rebooting.
did it, yeah.
Why your fault, Zach? You're right across from me. So no, they're rebooting a franchise. They've. It's not.
do you
The
really
franchise
wanna know
hasn't
why?
ended. No, the franchise hasn't ended.
Okay.
And they're like, oh, going back to what we just said about George R. R. Martin.
Yeah.
Hey, you got this
Yeah.
franchise that's still like continuing.
Yeah.
Let's make a prequel.
That's true, 'cause
No, they're making a reboot of a
Yeah,
franchise.
well, the last one ended on a cliffhanger with Andy, right? He was like,
Exactly.
was he dead? Was he alive? Or whatever. He's
Yeah.
locked in the insane asylum, right?
Yeah, there's all this stuff going on, and I want to see a follow up to
Yeah.
that.
They kind of just leave us hanging.
Yeah. And they're like, no, let's do a reboot of the original. It doesn't need it.
It's gonna be bad. You know, it's not gonna be good. It's gonna be
God.
like how many times? Okay,
I
think
have
about
high
this.
hopes for it.
You have high hopes.
Yeah.
Just like how good was the reboot for Nightmare on Elm Street?
That was shit.
Oh, yeah, that one I haven't seen. I have not
that
seen
one that one I was not excited about.
What's another movie that's been rebooted?
Friday the 13th.
Oh,
Friday the 13th. Yeah, how
That
good was
was
that
great.
movie?
a couple times.
How about Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Didn't they try to reboot that?
Actually,
Yeah, they did.
I did like that.
I think that one came
I
out
thought
like
they
in
did
Not the
2003.
not the remake. Didn't they try to reboot? Like
They
their-
did.
They did a new origin story or whatever. Came out in like
that's a more
2006.
recent- Yeah. No, the 2006 was I don't know.
No, 2003 was a remake with
okay.
Yeah.
Jessica Biel or whatever.
Oh, you're talking about the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a
The-
rebooting of the series because it talks about...
That was...
Yeah, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning,
Yeah.
which came out in 2006. But then
The one
I
with Jessica
totally,
Biel was awesome.
Yeah,
I
it was
love
good.
that
It was a good
one.
remake.
I totally forgot about this. They made a Texas Chainsaw 3D, which came out in 2013.
Never saw that. Wait, is that the one with Hottie McHotterson? I have a crush on her. Alexandria Daddario.
Ooh.
I'm looking it up right
Ooh.
now.
Because-
Yeah, she's,
Yes,
yeah,
I saw
she's
that
in
one.
it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Downloading.
But see, that one,
legally downloading.
the 3D one had Bill Moseley in it.
And that was also kind of a reboot, if I remember correctly. In a way, it was like it was like a sidequel kind of thing. Like, It was kind of like how the Evil Dead remake was not really a sequel or a remake. I think 3D was kind of like that, if I remember correctly. It's been a while. I saw it like in 2013, so it's been like 6
also
years.
flashback a couple years ago, it came out with a Leatherface movie. Came out in 2017. I did not see.
I've heard mixed reviews about that one.
So I think the point I'm saying is...
Oh yeah, let's get back to the Child's Play. Yeah,
Not necessary.
Reboots don't have the best track history, is what I'm trying to say.
It's not necessary.
He's so angry he can't
so
say
happy
it.
about it.
I'm so angry. No, it's not necessary for this franchise because it's a continuing franchise. They haven't left off anywhere. They haven't ended the franchise. It's not like it's been like 10 years since the last movie. It was only a couple of years ago, and they're like, let's do a reboot.
Well, someone okayed it, and it's all about the money, guys. That's the only reason why.
Well, they could have gotten plenty of money with the Curse of Chucky. They brought Andy back. They brought Fiona Dorff back again. I thought it did pretty well. Jennifer Tilly came back at the end. That big one right there. Jennifer Tilly came back. In fact, this is something I want to mention. She is not happy about the reboot.
Oh, I bet.
She's not.
Probably because she's not in it.
Yeah,
but,
that's like what other movies is she in? I mean, that's like her bread and butter.
Yeah.
She's like the voice on Family Guy, which no one's watched the past 20 years.
She's
so
the goddess of the
She was in,
Child's Play franchise.
She was in Liar Liar.
she was in Liar
was.
Liar. She was the guy. She was the guy. She was the girl that Jim Carrey was defending, right?
Yeah.
Like the main.
All cleavage, that
she
movie.
had huge tracts of land in
Yeah,
that
it was all
movie.
cleavage.
She had a lot of potential. Very
Huge
big potential.
Yes.
A couple of potentials.
Yeah, no, I agree with Brad's rage. That
So,
it's.
am I the only one excited about it?
I kept my own range.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I haven't seen the trailer yet, unless the trailer was a teaser, which I saw with talking about like how they're gonna reboot.
Well,
the
see,
new
It
Chucky.
was a
weird.
teaser, but it was a full
They're
trailer.
like, they're like,
Yeah.
stay
It
tuned.
was a teaser
I saw
trailer,
like
I don't know.
it was like a toy company saying, "Stay tuned because we're gonna have the best good guy doll ever," or something like that. Like we're bringing like a new futuristic best friend type thing. Like it's like a commercial for a good guy doll.
Yeah, I heard people talking about how they're actually going to make it like a robot or something. It's not going to be.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because when
it's going to be like a little like
That's
it's
stupid
not,
as shit.
It's not going to be a possessed doll.
No.
That takes to the whole
gonna be
point
a
because the
robot,
whole point of the series was he's trying to transfer his soul into someone else.
Exactly. He was
knew voodoo.
human. He was human, and
Yeah.
he's yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid. And Brad Dourif's probably. I have a feeling like.
I don't think he's going to be
If
in
he's
it.
not going to be in it, then what's the point?
Yeah.
He is Chucky.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's another point I have. Like, there's been what 7? Is it 7 movies now?
7 or 8. Yeah.
And he's in every single one.
Let's see.
There was the original 3. There's
The original
Bride.
3.
There was Seed. There was Cult of Chucky. What was the one before that?
Curse of Chucky.
Curse of Chucky.
Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky are the two new ones.
So he is Chucky in every single movie.
So maybe this one's going to be called Chucky Takes a Dump.
Maybe. Here's the thing. Would you be,
Chucky takes a dump on
would
the
you be
franchise.
okay
Like,
with this if it wasn't so much a reboot, but once again, kind of like how Evil Dead did it, where
a
it's
retelling?
no, like Evil Dead, like the 2014-13 version,
Yeah.
like where it's not like a reboot or a remake. It's kind of like a sidequel type thing where they
Regardless, what pisses me off is that they're coming out with a reboot when they need to be making another movie in the franchise.
Also, how's a good guy doll going to work in the 2000s?
I don't know.
I mean, it was lame in the 1980s. I mean, how are you gonna?
No, I don't understand the point of coming out with a reboot when they still need to continue the franchise.
I agree. I think it's.
I agree also.
Oh yeah, you agree? All of a sudden,
well,
he's jumping on the wagon.
No, wait, no.
I'm gonna see it.
I agree with what you guys
say. It's dumb.
I agree with what you guys are saying, but I'm still sticking to my opinion. I think
All right.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to go see it. I'll let you guys know how it is.
All right.
I don't know when it's coming out, though.
Let me know when you go, because I might go, just so I can, like, yell at the screen the entire
Oh
movie.
yeah, I will. We're gonna do Mystery Science Theater 3000. Like everyone's gonna tell us to shut up. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I think that's all the news we had.
I think so. I kept my rage calm, actually, because I've gotten a
Yeah.
lot. I've been talking to a lot of people about this, getting all my rage out,
So good. Yeah, I was afraid you were
Yeah.
gonna jump over the table and choke me.
Yeah,
I didn't grab the mic and yell directly into it, so...
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the 2 movies we watched this week.
Yeah.
Well, technically I watched 3, but you know it was before we decided. It's okay. I just watched a terrible movie for no reason. But
what is it?
it was like you know how real quick. It's kind of news as well. Anyway, you know how Hulu has they have like a series going on where it's like they have like seasons they turn to horror movies. Like every season, like it's close to Valentine's Day, so they made a Valentine's Day based horror movie.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
They
I
had a
haven't
Christmas
watched it yet.
one. I can't remember what this one's called. Down, I think it's what it's called. It's called Down. They're trapped in an elevator on Valentine's Day, these 2 people.
Oh.
It was terrible. I'm not even going to go into it. It's shit.
Is it a guy?
I've heard
Yeah.
the other ones are pretty good.
The Thanksgiving one's the only one I saw, and I wasn't a fan of that one.
Oh, okay.
So
I had
don't
no
know.
idea Hulu was doing that.
Yeah, Hulu does it. It's still going, so I guess the next one will be... What's the next holiday? Are they good? I wonder if they're going to do...
President's Day.
Yeah, the famous President's Day. St. Patty's Day?
Yeah, St. Patty's Day.
They have to do one for that.
obviously.
And Easter, we'll have to do one, I imagine. But yeah, for every holiday as they go along.
And then
they're
May is
doing it.
Mother's Day.
Yeah. I think they're doing one a
You're going to
month.
acknowledge Mother's Day, but not President's Day,
Yeah.
sir?
What the fuck is President's Day?
I don't know. It's the President's... it's the President's Day. You get presents.
I just know all the banks are closed. Those fucking drunks,
You guys seriously don't know what President's Day is?
That's a day where we celebrate a president.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm kind of pissed I watched that for no reason. But it's whatever. I mean, it's like a mini series. Here's the problem: it's not really rated R. It's like TV 14, I think,
14?
Lame.
or TVMA or whatever. I don't
They
know.
keep like adding numbers to
Yeah.
weird shit to it.
It's not R.
It used to be like PG-13.
Well, TVMA makes me think.
And then there's like NC-17,
Well,
which is apparently different from R.
I think they really should get rid of TVMA because TVMA sounds like it's worse than like PG-13, but it's really probably about the same as a
Yeah.
PG-13 movie.
I try not to watch any... I don't like to watch any movie that doesn't have an X in the rating.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Just
just
one
get
X?
rid of all of those.
What about 3 X's? Have you seen those
Oh,
movies?
that's even better.
Oh yeah, I love Triple X. Vin
The
Diesel's
more X-
awesome.
The more...
Someone posted a picture of Vin Diesel now, making fun of like how fat he got.
Jesus.
He didn't get fat, he got normal.
Yeah.
He got not ripped, and they're like, he's fat. I'm like,
I was
no,
like,
he's
leave
just,
him alone.
He's just not buff anymore.
Oh my God, why is it you guys talk about how your childhood crushes all the time? All right, so let's move on to the 2 movies we watched. Which one do you guys want to start with first? You said
Madman.
The Notebook.
The Notebook, my favorite. I can't believe he wrote that. I have no idea what The Notebook's about.
It's about Ryan Gosling and, what's her name?
Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams, and they, there's a notebook, and
I know you've watched it. Stop
they're
pretending.
in it. I can proudly say I've never seen that movie.
All right.
I
all
saw
right.
like
I
way
don't
back
know.
when.
I heard it's sad. I don't
Who
know.
wants to talk about Madman first? I watched it this
I
morning,
say
actually.
that
you
the
just
person,
watched it this morning.
Yeah.
I say the person that told
You were
us
not
to
excited
watch
about
it.
watching it, were you?
I was not.
You said you were watching it last night.
I did start last night. I continued in the morning. I got like 10 minutes into it last night. When you texted me, like literally 10 minutes later, I'm like, I want to do something else.
I feel you. How about Matt tells us what he thought about it?
What, we're jumping into reviews right now?
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about what's the
Oh.
synopsis
Okay.
of Madman, I guess.
It's
about-
his name is Madman Mars.
Madman Mars. They tell a horror tale around the campfire about this farmer who went crazy and killed his family, and
He's not even related to Mick
disfigured.
Mars from Motley Crue, so
No.
that wasn't even cool.
Yeah, no one likes Motley Crue.
Yeah, I
Oh
don't
my
know who any of those people
God.
are.
Let me go on another rant about how Motley Crue's awesome.
So I mean, that I can sum this up in like 3 sentences. It's like they tell the story. Turns out that Madman Mars is real, and he Friday the 13th these people at a camp, and it's
Yeah.
really poorly acted. It makes no sense at times.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And I try to remember the ending.
It just ends with one of the...
Oh, yeah.
It just ends.
No, the kid's like,
Just, yeah.
Madman Mars is real!
Yeah,
That's
then
what it
it's-
ends.
then it
Yeah.
ends there. But...
Yeah, so...
You know, the one thing I liked about it was all creative kills. Not one kill was the same.
What creative...
None of them were creative.
None of them stood out for me. What name of
Didn't
kill...
he? The one chick, when she's trying to see what's wrong with her car, and he like jumps on the hood
Okay,
and
that
like,
was
gets her
a-
head.
okay,
I
that
forgot
was
about
the one good
That was
one.
good. That was
when
good.
especially when they try to start the car and wouldn't start.
Yeah.
That was good.
Because her
yeah.
head's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good kill.
Well, I mean, I shouldn't say creative kills. I mean...
Name
one-
another creative
No,
kill.
that was a good
Well,
kill. The
okay.
rest of them were just like hatchets to the face.
Yeah.
One guy gets his head cut off. One guy gets hung.
The hung one was kind of interesting. Like, do you think he's gonna get away? Because I thought the guy was like one of the main characters. Like,
Oh, okay. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
and then he just he grabbed. Like,
He
he's
was
got,
close enough to the tree branch that was above
Yeah, he
him.
looks like he's gonna live. Like he's pulling himself up, and all of a sudden, Madman Mars comes and just yanks him down and breaks his neck.
Yeah.
On the rope.
Yeah, you hear a pretty nice snap.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
The kills were okay.
Those two kills
And-
were good.
Okay, and the other one too is the one chick with the eyes like on the side of her head. You know,
Yes.
she gets stabbed, but she doesn't die. And then Betsy comes out with her shotgun
yeah.
and sees her at the window and fucking shoots her, thinking it's Madman Mars. You know,
Shit, did I doze off during that part?
Yeah, I don't remember that part
I'm
either.
the only one who watched it.
I
apparently.
was doing other things. Like it was hard for me to watch. Like it was slow at times.
It was very slow.
I thought it was. I
A
thought it
lot
was
of it
interesting.
was them running through the woods
Yeah.
trying to find
Okay,
other people.
can we talk about something real quick? The very beginning when they're telling the story and like
Oh,
he-
with the folksy story song?
yeah.
Yeah, it starts out with some guy singing some weird ass song.
Yeah, and then they're like, Madman Mars is a real thing. He goes, Madman Mars isn't a real thing. He grabs a rock and he throws it off screen, and then it shows a house on a different background, like it was shot in a different location.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Well, they
like they were
said
nowhere
that, like,
near it.
Yeah, that house at the top of the hill up there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he throws the rock and it hits the house. I'm like, how the fuck strong is this guy's
Well, he throws a
arm?
rock and it pans over to just the house, and like
Yeah.
the rock goes flying in. Like
Well-
it was like something you see like in a shoestring budget. It was
It's like,
like,
the, it's like the kid from The Rookie just like threw that rock and it went all the way across town.
Well, you guys probably missed this,
okay,
but
takes that much
that's
of us.
that's the kid that survived at the end.
Yeah, I did not miss that.
Yeah, you did not miss that.
Remember, I
okay.
said he's the one going, Madman Mars is real.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember.
Actually, that was interesting because he broke away from the group. He was the first one to break away.
You don't really see much of him.
No,
in the movie,
but he like
yeah.
goes around and he's like snooping around the house, and
Yeah.
Mars is there.
Yeah.
But then he leaves to go kill some people.
Yeah.
And then like leaves him alone, and then somehow he gets away with the whole thing, and they're all trying to look for that kid.
Yeah, I mean,
Actually, he's the real enemy.
Yeah,
they're
he's-
all looking for him, and they
Yeah.
all get killed in the process.
they're at a camp. We
Fuck
probably
that
should
kid.
mention it. Like as we mentioned at the beginning, a lot of these '80s movies, we'll get more into that.
Oh, yeah,
kind of
they're-
rip off of.
Yeah, they're-
They weren't
the
even at a
camp
camp because
genre.
they were in the woods the whole time searching for this goddamn kid.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of the kill. I don't know. I mean, you could tell it was definitely rushed, and it was definitely an indie flick.
This is the
Yeah.
this is the problem I had for it. The practical effects in it. It seemed like when you put an axe into someone's head, it looked like a paper mache thing with a wig on it.
That's what they did.
Yeah, but it looked like it too.
Right.
It wasn't.
How
Didn't
about
look
the
any better than
creepy,
that.
rapey scene? The one in the bathtub together. How weird was
no,
that?
I did what? No, it wasn't rapey.
No, it was weird. It's like a porno.
No, it was super weird because they get in the hot tub and this couple, they're like spinning around.
Yeah,
the
they're just
outside
circling
of
each
it.
other.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
1980s
Spinning.
porno music is playing in
But
the background.
They themselves are spinning while like circling the hot tub.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I was like, what's happening?
And then it just cuts away.
it's
the
like
best
some
part
weird
is
mating ritual.
She decides to sleep with him again when he does his public apology. How awesome is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I just want to publicly apologize for the scene I made. She is a great gal. And then everyone's like, oh, she swoons, and all of a sudden she does him.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
Like
I
right
gotta-
after that, they go to the
Yeah.
hot tub.
There's a hot tub. Do me in it.
Because everyone knows the most sexy of apologies is a public one.
And you get to see her boobies.
Well,
like
he
a split
did,
second.
He, he
split
did
second,
make a
yeah.
public scene, but at the same time, he was like, I would like to make an announcement.
It was so weird, yeah.
This is weird. Or He's like, yeah,
I just want to apologize for the
announcement, but I just want to apologize, and everyone's like, "Yay!"
Yeah, like
claps.
they're clapping for it. Yeah. Like, it wasn't even like a rousing speech. It was like he literally goes, "I would like to apologize." Everyone's like,
I think I thought it was pretty funny too how the camp director leaves to go like to some bar or whatever to play cards.
Yeah,
and then I thought this scene just cracked me up when I saw it. One of the surviving girls, Betsy, calls him at this place.
How does everyone know the names of people but me? Betsy, is she the blonde?
Yeah, she's the blonde.
I don't remember any of the names.
Refer to her as blonde. I refer to people. I use nicknames for other people.
Yeah,
she's blondie with boobs.
Boobs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so Boobs calls.
They all had boobs.
Yeah, but you see hers. That's why.
Oh, his name is Max. That stuck out to me because his name is Max, and they were talking about
Max.
Madman Mars.
Okay.
Played by Frederick Newman.
Paul Newman's brother.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just brought up the page.
Well, anyway,
Now that I sound smart.
When Boobs calls him, he had like the cards in his hand, you know. Like, I started cracking up.
I
thought it
liked
was
the
funny.
camp counselor. He was an interesting character, but then like he goes away for the majority of the movie.
And the one guy who tries to pull out the axe, and then he gets like really close. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna get that out.
Yeah, they had the sword and the stone going on. There.
Yeah, they did.
There was one point where I was like, I wonder if he's actually the killer. Like, it's far-fetched, and you know that he's an actual person at this point, but I'm like, what if he ends up being the guy?
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Because he just leaves everyone, and then everyone starts dying. It's like, well, okay.
Yeah, and his name is Max.
You're trying to solve mysteries where mysteries aren't to be had.
No, I knew he wasn't, but it's
I don't
like,
think that was their intention when making
what's
this
the
movie.
point of him leaving, and then...
Because he wanted to get the fuck out when Mad Max Mars, because he knew that little shit woke him up when he threw the rock. He's like, I'm out of here.
No, it was when you said his name that he comes out.
Actually, my favorite part of that whole movie is when that guy is like, now, before I leave, I know you kids got all those beers hidden at the bottom of the fridge, you know, against orders of the camp. When I get back, you better save me one. Yeah. And I was like, you're a fun camp counselor, hands on hips. Yay.
In the 1980s, you'd be the one diddling kids. Yeah, I don't know.
What else?
The kills were okay. You don't really see much. Like, he was like...
I thought the kills were lame.
Oh, well, you don't know if he's... I mean, they tell the story of him, and he said he was like an old farmer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you see him, he just looks like a...
He's just a monster.
Yeah, he just looks like a beast.
They mentioned his nose was bit off at one point in the story.
But outside of that, he was like this swollen, like...
And he had long...
Sasquatchian kind of thing.
Yeah, he kind of looked like a man-wolf or whatever.
Yeah, he did, because he had like long fingernails.
Like,
and
he
short
wasn't
nails
even wearing shoes because his feet were so massive, and I don't know, maybe he had a drinking problem or something.
I don't know. Overall, I mean, it wasn't terrible. It just was not.
Well, see, the thing is, it
good
was
at all.
It was missing something.
Okay,
I thought.
Brad, since you probably, it sounds like you might be the harshest on this one. What's your issue with?
It was slow. It was so very slow.
It was missing something.
You know, I can tell you what it is.
Some
you want to know what it
element.
is because they didn't have any copyright. They had no copyrights or trademarks. They had no good music. Music maketh the horror movie. There was no tense music at any point. It was like silence. Like there was no music. It was complete silence at certain points.
I did not notice that actually.
What I didn't like, it was a lot of them just running around in the woods, like, separately. And it was just that. It was just them running around. Oh, we can't find this person. Let's go out in the woods. And then these people are going out this way, and these people are going out this way, and they can't find anyone. And it's like, this is boring.
It's boring because the music. I'm telling you, you need that tense music, that build up. Like
but at the same time, nothing was happening.
Yeah, nothing. How much stuff happens in Friday the 13th when they're out in the woods? You know.
No.
It's because the music.
No.
Die, die, die.
I mean, true.
True. Yeah. Shut the fuck up, Brad.
I mean,
it was good.
They lacked that because they didn't have any copyrighted some music because they had like some 1980s porno song playing at one point, and then they made up their own songs.
Yeah,
they made up their own songs for this stuff. It's like, Old Man Mars, he's going to get those camp counselors. Like they're singing a random song, like he's like rambling on, going
like that's how it starts. Some guy that's singing that song,
and he didn't even have a banjo. That was bullshit.
Yeah. He's like, those two are going to get together, but then they're going to have a tragic death. Like, that's this type of music they're playing. I'm like, what's going on?
I mean, I thought the song was weird, but I did like how they kind of showed everyone like about to die when there was song. When you see that song,
That was cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
My first thought was, oh shit, this is the last scene they shot, because they shot the whole movie, and then we're just like,
Yeah.
oh, here's the rest of the movie. Honestly, after that, you don't really need to watch the rest of the movie, because they just show it all happening in that one song.
They kind of do.
And
Yeah.
then...
The awesome song of Madman Mars. All right. Anyone else have anything to add about Madman?
Madman.
No.
Okay.
No, yeah, that's about it.
Okay, let's go into review for Madman. I don't know who should go first, like Brad or me. I'll go first because I think I'm more like in the middle. I'm going to give Madman a... we're not using our new rating system yet. We need to get that squared away so I can use that.
Yes, we
probably should have talked
We have a
about
new
that.
rating system coming out, so it's going to be much more streamlined. I'm going to give the rating out of 10. I'll give it a 5. I'll give it a 5. 5 out of 10, average. For what it is. For what it is, it's average. It's shoestring budget.
Yeah, very low
Was it-
budget.
is it an independent film?
It has to be.
I didn't
Yeah,
actually look
it's-
into
yeah.
that.
It has to be.
Yeah.
For what it is, has to be.
Thanks
independent.
Killing was a better film than this, and that was
Okay.
super independent.
Yeah, but Thanksgiving had had the luxury of not taking itself seriously. Like this movie was trying to be a serious horror
Yeah.
movie.
That's for true.
And so, anytime a movie tries to be serious and just fails, it's always like a lot more. It stands out a lot more.
Yeah.
Than if a bad movie makes fun of itself. It's usually get a little bit more slack. I give it a 5 out of 10. I think it's average. It did take me 2 nights to watch, but to be fair, when I did start watching, it was kind of late and I was tired. I just knew I wasn't going to be able to pay attention if I watched it for too much longer. So that's why I stopped it. Nothing to do with it. It was a little slow in the beginning. It was weird. I didn't like how weird it started off. So that's why. I give it a 5 out of 10. Average through and through. Some of the kills were interesting. I feel like it would have been so much better with music. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm like,
I
out of
didn't
all you
even
guys,
notice
I'm the
that,
least into music. And like that's what was missing for me. It was at certain points, it was like dead silence.
That's probably what it was then.
Like you just hear them walking around. Like
Yeah.
there's no music. You just hear like them walking on leaves and stuff. It was weird. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So what about you, Matt? What are you gonna?
I also give it a 5 out of 10. I like the kills. I thought the kills were pretty good, but like I said earlier, it was lacking something. Probably was the music. I don't know. It just I just wasn't really drawn into it. But I still give it like a pretty average rating. I mean, I liked it,
Okay.
but yeah, 5 out of 10.
What are you giving it, Brad?
Oh, you both give it a 5?
Yeah.
Man, Matt, you were talking this shit up, and you gave it a 5.
Yeah, but I mean, I was like I said.
Jumping on
Okay.
the wagon again.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to raise my rating
Oh boy.
from what I did have it.
What did you have it originally?
No. I'll tell you what I'm
Okay.
going to rate it.
All right.
So,
He's raising
yeah,
it.
it did have a couple of good kills. I'll give you that. Like when he pulls the guy down, that was interesting because that was an intense scene where it's like, oh shit, he's gonna live,
Yeah.
and then the killer's like,
Psych!
nope, and he pulls his belt buckle that said what was his
TP.
name? TP, yeah.
Oh,
So I thought it
I
was
forgot
kinda
about
funny.
that belt buckle.
Yeah, it said TP.
Oh yeah, when he's taking off his pants to get
Yeah.
laid because everyone gets naked off. It's always just like very organized. You
Yeah.
slowly take
Oh,
off your
yeah.
close and like
was
take
the
your
80s.
time. Yeah.
It was
yeah, that
classy.
belt buckle that
The
said
belt
TP.
buckle,
Yeah,
yeah.
on
it did say TP. I forgot about the belt buckle.
Yeah,
weird.
and then jumping on the hood with the head. Yeah,
You know what? The other issue is interrupting Brad to review.
Go on.
The characters didn't have much character.
No, they didn't.
They're very two dimensional.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's probably the other thing that was missing. Like I didn't care when someone died. Like,
Exactly.
except for TP, kind of, because TP was kind of like they spent the most time on TP, and all of a sudden they kill him off right away.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is just like,
But
I don't
even
give a
then,
shit.
it's like I don't care. Like,
Yeah, I
he's
wasn't
kind of
caring.
he was kind of a piece of shit
yeah,
anyway.
I wasn't caring about
who
him
cares?
regardless, but like,
And I was like, great, he's out. Honestly, when he died, I was like, finally, we can get to someone else. And then no one
Yeah.
else had any character development.
no, none. All right,
So I'm gonna raise my rating to a 3.
raising it to a 3.
Raising it to a 3.
So what? 2.5 before?
No, it was a 1 probably.
No, yeah, it was like, it was pretty
Give it a
low.
1?
It was pretty low.
Brad,
You were not hot on
okay.
it. You were not hot on it.
I was so bored.
Here's what I got before I watched it. Like Brad texted like how terrible this is, and I'm about to watch it. I'm like, oh my god, this is not setting up a good time for me. Like Brad's like saying how shitty and boring it was. So maybe that's why my rating was higher, because I came in with low expectations.
Yeah.
Well, the thing too is, we're going to be talking a lot about these 80s slasher movies.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot.
I'm not going to go into anything I watch with high expectations.
No.
I'll tell you what, though. I would give this a higher rating if I watched this like with you guys.
Oh, making fun of it and
That
shit?
would be way better.
Oh, yeah.
Because, we can just shit on it the whole time. This
old dump on
would be
it.
a total, like, MST3K kind of
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, yeah, I
It'd
agree.
be perfect for that.
I agree. All
'Cause
right.
you don't, like we said, there's no plot. The plot is so lame. You don't need to listen to what's going on. You can just talk over it the whole time and just be like, "Oh, this is happening," and then make a joke.
Yeah, everything but the kills was kind of flat. Everything but the kills was flat. So I can see why Brad didn't like it. So if you're curious what our aggregative
What's
how many G's are there? Aggravative.
What are you trying to say?
Aggravative.
Aggravative.
Oh my god.
Aggravated.
The aggregate score.
Aggravated.
Aggregate. I think there's 2 G's.
I was pretty aggravated watching
The
it.
aggregate score, aka our combined score, taking the average, is
Like the median?
like the average.
Is it mean or median?
Oh my god, mean.
I can't
average.
remember math.
Average.
Huh?
Just say average. The average score is 4.3.
Ah.
Good.
So 4.3 is just slightly below average. That's kind of our
Wait, you mean with
aggregate score.
movie ratings?
Yeah, in our ratings. Remember we said 5's average. 5's supposed to be
I've heard
average.
4 is very average when it comes to things.
Oh my god. Yes, Brad. If it makes you feel better, it is
In fact,
very
I've
average.
heard it's pretty big.
So
You know when they say it's big, it's just them being nice.
what happens if they don't say it's big?
I guess it's good. I don't know.
No, I know.
So
Don't remind me.
4.3. That's our average. Between the three. That's Brad kind of browsed down a bit.
Yeah, Brad's a bitch.
Yeah.
Could have had a perfect 5. Could have 5s across the board. The perfect 5.
I don't like the perfect 5.
All right, next movie. The Burning.
The Burning.
The Burning!
Yes. Gonorrhea.
I have more to talk about
Yeah.
this one. This was a neat movie.
Really?
It was a neat movie. I liked it.
It was quite good.
It was. And we're done. That's all we needed.
Yeah. Okay, who wants to talk about the synopsis? As short and brief as they can.
I can read off the synopsis.
Sure, because you're that lazy.
On what,
I
IMDb?
put heart and soul into my synopsis, and you won't even...
You want to talk about it, Matt?
Oh, go ahead.
I wasn't going to read it. No, so these teens at a camp decide to pull a prank on a... is it a camp counselor?
No, he's like a
Yeah,
janitor
he was
type
like a
thing.
janitor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the correct
He works
term?
there, but he's not a counselor.
Not janitor. What do they call him?
Custodian?
That's too good for them.
Something keeper.
Yeah, groundskeeper. There
Groundskeeper,
you go.
yes. He was a groundskeeper. So they decide to pull a prank on him because he's kind of a piece of shit.
They don't really explain why he's a piece of shit.
They just
Well,
didn't
no,
like him. He was like
yeah.
weird or something
Well,
creepy.
they said that he treated kids like shit. Like they, I remember at one point they said, "Well, he's kind of always off in his own little world, but if he catches you doing something, it's all hell. Like whatever, I don't know." But they decide to pull a prank on this guy, and it goes terribly wrong.
Yeah.
And they end up lighting the guy on fire completely for a while.
Yeah, it was not a slow little bit of fire. It
Yeah,
was-
no, he's completely engulfed in fire for a little bit, and then eventually ends up like in a creek or the lake or whatever,
Yeah.
wherever
Camp
they're
Crystal
near.
Lake, yeah.
Yeah. Falls
Shit,
in
I'm in
it.
the wrong movie.
He ends up in the hospital. It's apparent he's alive.
Yeah, they say he's alive, but like he was like in horrible pain
Yeah,
or
he's
something.
in a terrible state, and they don't show him. They're like, "Oh, he's so messed up. He's so messed up. He's unrecognizable." And if it were me, I'd rather just die than be in this state.
Yeah. That's the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. So, and then they go into a scene where they explain, they actually tell, another campfire story.
Yeah, that's
Actually, no, this was a little bit later on. They go into some other stuff.
Yeah, they told the story later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the story they tell, they actually have...
Corpsey or whatever his name is.
Cropsey.
Corpsey.
But what I like
Corpse
is
is
they
better.
actually tell the story. It's an accurate story. You actually see what happens.
Yeah.
They tell the story of
Yeah.
what actually happens because it actually did happen. And then they had an actual prank that was, I mean, I feel like could have been great.
Yeah.
Being in their situation, someone shows up with a mask and a knife, and everyone freaks the fuck out.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then someone pulls off their mask like Scooby-Doo that shit. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's Old Man Jenkins.
Yeah.
No, it's just one of the other kids. But, no, it was awesome. I thought it was solid story. That's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
It was a
So
solid
the
story.
Cropsy has an interesting background, an interesting story about how he was birthed.
And then from there, it ensues this guy being very angry with the kids.
Yeah, he
that
takes his
burned
revenge.
him.
Really unjustly so. I mean, all they did was burn him alive.
Well,
Move
So,
on.
Yeah, from there, I mean, it's all just him taking revenge. That's it.
with hedge clippers.
Yeah, just kill him. Like, he's not taking revenge get really against the people who did him wrong. I mean,
No, he was just angry at children at camp.
yeah.
That was it.
Also,
well, no, hold on.
one of them, yeah.
There was one who ended up being a camp counselor. What I didn't realize, this was like, 5 years later? Something
Yeah.
like that? Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really know that till the end.
Yeah. Because he mentions, he's like, 5 years ago. I'm like, oh, this was 5 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like right after the fact.
Yeah, and so really, I mean, it really gets going once they get kind of stuck on a little island.
Yeah.
Because they're canoes and all that, like they're going camping and.
Oh yeah, I plan on getting to that, but
okay.
first I wanted to get into. There were a few notable actors in this movie.
3 to be exact.
Yes, 3. Oh my God, Zach knows the other one. Okay, there was Holly Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares? There was fucking George Costanza.
Can't stand you.
Jason Alexander.
And you get to see his bare ass in that movie.
And I'm
Yeah.
so glad, Zach, you know who the other person is.
Shit. Hold on.
I've got
I
it
know
written
who he is. I can't
You
remember.
know what he's from, though, right?
Oh, I know he's on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes, okay.
But he was in something else too. Yeah, he was the
Yes.
reviewer from it.
Fisher Steven.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even, notice. He's so young in this. He was in Short Circuit.
Yeah, he does a lot of shit. That's why I
No,
couldn't remember.
hold on. Short Circuit.
Okay,
Come on.
Short Circuit.
Did you not see that movie?
No.
Oh, my God.
It's been a while
Matt,
since I've
did you
seen
see?
it.
He was in both of them. Johnny Five. He was the guy in it.
I don't know what Short Circuit's even about.
Anyway, never mind. Oh, I
knew-
was so excited you knew who that was.
I knew him from other stuff. I didn't know him from that. Like, he's
No,
a bit player in a lot of things.
He is. He really is.
He's like one of those
That's-
that guys.
Yeah, that's what. Apparently, I think he was in Friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's when I realized. I was like, oh, that's right. He was the guy that reviewed the bar, in
The
Always
worst
Sunny.
bar in Philadelphia. Patty's Pub, the worst bar in Philadelphia.
Yeah. He's so
I
young
didn't get
in
that.
this.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'll have like a white wine. They're like, seriously, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
He's like, really?
Yeah, but they call him a gay or something like that, and like he's really offended. He goes, I cannot repeat this in the new. Yeah.
At one point, he's got to pee, and
Yeah.
they're like, well, we're not going to untie you.
So, is it just me or did it move? So, yeah.
I loved his character in that, though.
Yeah,
like
it was
him
interesting.
specifically. He played a character named Woodstock,
Yeah.
and he was a lovable character.
Yeah.
I mean, he was willing to pull some pranks with everyone. He was joking around with everyone. He was like a fun-loving character, and that's one of the things I want to bring up. This movie had character development.
Yes.
A lot,
It
yeah.
made you love the characters
Yes.
and
Yeah.
hate some of the characters.
Like O'Doyle?
Like Glazer.
Oh, that's his name? I gave him nicknames. O'Doyle was the one I gave.
O'Doyle rules!
Yeah.
Yeah, him. Yeah, Glazer.
Blazer.
Total piece of shit rapist
Yeah.
motherfucker
Yeah,
asshole.
yeah.
Like picking on the wimpy kid just because he's got some issues with himself projecting
Yeah.
on. I'm sure. I don't know. I just got really psychological with that.
Yeah, so obviously you have some issues, bully issues, obviously.
No, yeah, but no, there was some serious character development in this
Yeah,
movie,
there
and I
was.
was like, this is actually pretty good. Like,
They
better.
focus on the characters. It's really important because you want to have some investment in the characters when they
Exactly, and honestly, I thought it was better than like Friday the 13th when it comes to character development.
die. Yeah.
You actually become.
Yeah.
When some of them died, I was like,
How
I
does-
didn't want that person
How
to
does
die.
Jason Alexander die? I don't even remember.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
Because I don't remember seeing him. What happens to him?
He kind of just.
There was a whole group of them that get away.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't
he was part of that
remember
group.
what happened to him.
Yeah,
I was
the
kind of waiting
last
to see
time-
him get killed.
That was what was interesting about it is because they had a whole group.
Because only the other group, I guess, were left on the.
Yeah, it's that one scene where you see the raft coming around.
Yeah.
And then that one girl swims out to.
Okay.
See, then she sees like all the body parts and all that.
Okay.
That's the last you see of the group.
Yeah.
All right.
Woodstock was part of that group, and he was, like I said, he was one of my favorite characters. I'm like, oh shit, he's one of the fun-loving guys. Oh no. And that was a big scene because they like chop off all of his fingers and with the garden shears and all that. But I do want to go back to the beginning a little bit more and talk about the softball scene, which was fantastic.
What about
They're all playing softball, and apparently brawl as softball is a thing back in the 80s.
Oh.
And it was great.
Yep, it was good.
Just fantastic.
I didn't really notice that. Kind of bummed out.
Wow, you didn't notice the brawl as softball?
No.
Big old babies flopping around.
Sorry.
Yeah, everywhere.
Sorry.
Girl gets a hit, and she's like, I'm going to run now. And then they zoom in, and it's like, bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Really?
Yeah.
How did I miss this?
I don't know.
Man. I don't know. I didn't
You're
notice
too
it.
busy looking at Jason Alexander.
I have a man crush on Jason Alexander. I will admit that. I am not ashamed of that crush.
Jason Alexander.
George Costanza is quite possibly my soul animal. My spirit animal.
Soul animal.
One thing I did want to bring up, though, like at one point they had the one girl that gets up. You know, they're all getting up for the morning, and the one girl's walking to the shower.
Yeah.
And, okay, what bothered me was she was wearing a shirt that looked like a Rolling Stones shirt, but a total knockoff. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Probably because they didn't
I
want to
didn't
pay
notice the
Rolling
shirt.
Stones royalties.
Yeah,
to have
like
their
was she
shirt
trying
in
to
it.
wear a Rolling Stones shirt and they couldn't pay? Like,
Was it like the Bowling Stones?
the bowling. Yes.
Oh, and you get to see your boobs.
You do.
Oh, totally.
Not
In fact,
too
you know, I
impressed.
was actually really surprised because it was one of those scenes where they show her like shampooing her hair, and then they actually zoom out, and I'm like, oh, they're not going to show. Oh,
Yeah,
they
I
zoomed
thought
out
that.
enough.
I thought they were going to do the thing where they cut off the
Yeah,
neck.
no, they zoomed out enough, and it was great.
Yep. Well, I wasn't too impressed with the boobs. Her boobs.
Well, wow.
Wow. The creepy guy was, though.
Oh yeah.
He was very impressed.
Some little pervy kid tries to get a peep at her.
I thought they were very nice.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I'd give
They
them
weren't
like an
memorable.
8 out of 10.
You give him a 10?
8
I said
out of
8
10.
out
Oh,
of
8 out of 10.
They were
Oh.
great.
Not very memorable. I
give
can't
him-
remember
I
what they
give
look
him-
like.
2 thumbs down. What was that Chappelle show? I wish I had extra arms so I can give those titties 4 thumbs down or something like that.
All right, so I feel like we're missing.
There's a lot. I mean,
There's a lot to it.
Camp
Yeah,
killing,
no,
killing
but
camp.
What's great is
Cheers.
okay. They develop the story, and then they develop the characters.
Yeah.
Aside from the main killing or
Yeah.
prank, whatever.
Yeah.
And I thought that was great. Like, I actually forgot that it was a horror movie at one point because they're actually, it was like turned into a summer camp movie. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I want to see what more shenanigans
Yeah, it was
they get
great.
into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Because they're playing pranks on each other. You know, there's this asshole guy that everyone hates, and he's picking on people.
It was like a 1980s
"Let's get
summer
back."
movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it was fun.
Like Wet Hot American Summer almost, but
Yeah.
like not like
yeah. And I was actually interested in this, and then when, like, they showed the killer again, I was like, oh, that's right, this is a horror movie.
Yeah.
Oh, this is even more fun. Like, it got me more into it.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Can I say this though? I wasn't a fan of the end, like the end scenes where when they're getting chased by Cropsy or whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was the weakest part, the very end.
It was kind of weak.
Yeah, it was.
I'm talking about like after like they're running away, like they know he's around on the island or whatever.
Yeah.
That's like that last 10 minutes was kind of weak for me.
Because they end up back in that was like an old mill or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of weak because they're creeping around. They're in one building.
Yeah.
Yet he can't stay. He can't figure out where Cropsy is.
Yeah.
And at one point, Cropsy pulls out a flamethrower.
Yeah.
And still can't find out where he is, even though the thing's making all the noise and the flames. And
Yeah, it was
the doing and the going and the
thing.
the flaming and the.
Yeah, it just wasn't as it wasn't like tense. I didn't get any tenseness
Yeah,
from
and it kind of ended pretty quickly, like with his death.
Yeah.
I thought.
What I did like though is before that, they had the whole scene with, the girl slapping the one guy away who's trying to have sex with her, and she's like, I don't wanna.
Yeah.
And then she ends up getting killed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the canoes get lost. That's when they end up having to
look for the
build
canoe.
a canoe.
Yeah.
Which they just like built a canoe in a few
Yeah,
hours.
very quickly.
Yeah, like they're like,
Yeah.
we're gonna build a boat, and then they do.
Yeah, well,
With no resources.
and then like the paddles are like made out of like newspaper or something. I don't know.
But then eventually, when somebody actually gets back, they actually call the police.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, they actually did it.
Yeah, they were being
like,
smart.
Someone survived, they call the police, and then like, we're going back.
Yeah.
And we're going to look for the people that are back there. And they get everyone back. And I was like, oh my god, this is like actually logical.
Yeah.
This is something logical is actually happening in this
Yeah.
movie. And then there's still, I mean, it was, it was kind of a lame scene, but still kind of intense there. They're having
whatever.
the whole stalking, trying to
Yeah.
find the killer. The killer's trying to kill them.
Yeah, that was. I'm not saying it was a bad movie or a bad. It wasn't bad necessarily. Just a weak spot of the movie. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was definitely a low point. The high point being when they go find the other canoes.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, I want to add this. It's probably one of my favorite kill scenes.
Which one?
When he has the hedge clippers up
At the canoe?
Yeah, the canoe. That's
Yeah.
probably
Facing downward.
yeah, facing downward.
Yeah.
Like that scene is just so iconic to me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Where he
isn't it
just-
even on the cover of the movie?
Yeah,
That's when he comes out of
Yeah.
the canoe, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They go up to the canoe, and then he springs
He's like,
up.
surprise, motherfucker!
Yeah.
He's like,
And he kills them all.
yeah.
No, but that was great though, because the practical effects in this movie were really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For 1981, like
Yeah.
they were awesome.
Yeah.
Like he's
Now-
stabbing people.
Now, aside
and
from the canoe thing, though, the kills weren't creative necessarily.
they weren't creative, but they were done.
Good. They were done well enough.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't paper mache heads with wigs on them that
No.
weren't recognizable.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Overall, it was I think it was a fairly good movie. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously.
I liked it a lot.
I like that one close-up scene where they kill the one girl, and then it has like the blood trickle down her arm, and it was like this. I don't know. You guys are looking at me like you have no idea what I'm talking about. It was just like a close-up of her arm. The blood's trickling down, and then like the screen goes red and everything. I was like, oh, that was a cool fucking scene. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. It I guess if you say so. I guess that happened. But Rocky, you're not part of this.
All right.
Shut up.
So
He wants to be on this so bad.
He said that he's not on it.
So let's do a review out of 10.
Out of 10?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want me to go first?
Sure. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to give it. Okay, to overall, a good slasher. Great slasher. I think it's one of the few that I would say it does at least its thing almost as well, if not maybe even as well as Friday the 13th. For what it is.
I think we did forget to say the kills weren't as many as I think any of us thought there would be.
No, there's only like 3 real scenes where kills happen.
Yeah.
So, the kills are a lot more sparse in this one. But it's because it's more about the characters, the story, and all that.
Yeah, a lot of character development.
Yeah. Overall, it does what it does well. It's not necessarily a scary horror movie. You're not gonna if you have a girlfriend or whatever you want to take with it, she's not gonna be like. Even someone who doesn't watch a lot of horror movies probably won't be afraid of this. I would say
It's a summer camp movie with a killer in it.
yeah, exactly. It's almost like Adventures of Babysitting or something like that. But then there's a killer thrown in randomly.
Yeah. Oh my god! I can't believe you know that movie.
But what I'm saying is, it's not a good job. It's not a bad thing that does that. It's just it's different. It's something different. I would give it out of 10, number 5 being average, of course. I give like a 6.5, 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Slightly above average. Average. I mean, I wouldn't say it's my all-time favorite movie ever, but it's definitely good. I'm a little more harsh when it comes to these kind of slashers, though, because slashers are one of my favorite genres.
You harsh?
I know.
No way.
Shocked face.
To be fair, you gave the last movie a lower score than I did.
Yeah,
so.
I will shit on that movie.
You know what?
I will shit on you, Brad.
Literally.
The more I think, I'm gonna give it a solid 7. Actually, the more I think about it, I want to give it a 7. It did a lot of new things. I mean,
Yeah.
it separated itself enough from Friday the 13th.
Did a lot of new things back in 1981.
Yeah. All right, so 7 out of 10 from me. What about you, Matt?
I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Oh wow!
I really like this movie. Like I said earlier, it has probably one of my favorite kill scenes in it. I really love the kill scene in it. Or one of them. And
I will say what they did do better than Friday the 13th is the acting.
yeah.
The acting was surprisingly pretty good.
Yeah, the acting was good. The character development.
They're all amateur actors.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
this is why 3 of them will become big eventually, you know?
Exactly.
All because of the burning.
Yeah, the burning did it.
Well, I mean, think about it. A lot of big actors started in horror films. Look at Johnny Depp. Look at Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
You know, they started in horror movies.
Kevin Bacon's a bitch.
Oh my God.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa!
Those are some... That's a bold proclamation.
Weird nose fuck.
Fighting words right there.
All right, so what would you say you give it an 8.5?
8.5, yeah.
8.5 out of 10.
Yeah. I liked it.
All right.
I was going to give it an 8.
An 8.
Honestly, yeah. I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah.
Like I said, halfway through, I was like, oh, this is a fun summer camp movie. Oh, that's right, there's a killer involved.
Yeah.
That makes it so much better. Yeah, the kills are sparse. They're not as creative, but I really enjoyed the movie as a whole. I thought they did a really good job.
It was good.
Yeah, I mean, overall, like I said, it's a good movie. And our aggregate score, meaning the collective, divided by 3.
Aggravated?
Yes, aggravated. 7.8.
All right.
Nice.
That's a big number.
That's a big number. It's
I
mean,
can
it's
almost
just
count to that.
It's just shy of what we consider great, like a amazing movie. Like anything really 8 and above, we consider like.
Yeah, I mean, I would give it a higher rating if.
Too bad you're part of our 3. You're aggregated. Your 8.5 gets nullified.
You don't really see Cropsy's face until the very end.
You don't really see much of Cropsy.
Yeah.
No, you see it briefly at one point where what's his name, Melvin?
Yeah, I don't know their names. I told you I give them nicknames. Which one's Melvin? Is he the rapist?
Yeah.
I feel like it's not even a character.
There's
Alfred.
Alfred.
Not Melvin. Who's Melvin?
I don't know.
No, Alfred. He's like, oh, I saw a face. And everyone's like, you're high. And he's like, you're drunk. No. Arrested Development reference.
I know the Arrested Development reference. I don't know. I think 7.8 for aggregate score is a pretty fair one.
Yeah,
I know.
It was a solid movie.
It was good. Yeah.
I mean,
I know.
I feel like that's the best way to put it. It's a solid movie.
Well, and we're in our next segment, which is a short segment we're going to do before we end. You're going to see a lot of people agree with that sentiment.
Okay.
So yeah. So then we're going to move on to our ending segment. We have like a rotating segment. If you guys don't know, it's not
Last
just,
one didn't do so well.
Nobody knows because they don't listen.
They don't listen. This one's a new one. We don't have a name for it yet. What we're going to do is I'm going to read other people's reviews, like user reviews of the movies, and we're going to just read them and see what we think about. Kind of comment on it, because no one in YouTube has ever done this before. This is like a unique
new
thing.
thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
no one
hell
ever
yeah.
does this.
First time anyone's done
Zach
this?
just came up with this.
Yeah, I did. Very creative.
Yes.
All right, so let's see what IMDb has to say. This is we're going to start with the Madman first.
Oh, wait, you're reading the IMDb review?
Yeah.
I was actually reading that. It's
All right.
really funny.
We're doing Madman first, since we talked about Madman first.
Yeah, it's
All right.
hilarious.
Which one do you have? One you want to read?
I saw one.
Okay.
You go ahead, but if it's the same one, it's really funny.
I mean, there's a lot. Like, I got one that
lost
says, I was looking for the one. More like, okay, here's someone, Z-Grade. His review is called, More Likely a Camp for the Ugly and the Stupid. A low-grade ripoff of Friday the 13th. Would that make Friday the 12th? Starring the most aesthetically unappealing cast in movie history. So he's going to make fun of how these people look. I don't know if they were ugly. I don't know if that's...
No.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
That's kind of what added to the character of the film. They weren't fucking hot.
That's true. Oh, the last night at the cottage for gifted kids. Max, the proprietor of the place, tells a story about Madman Mars. he just goes on. He really kind of focuses on how ugly they are. This is kind of almost mean. Wow. This is far and away the most ugly cast of actors I have ever watched.
Oh my god.
It's horrible.
Dude. Apparently, if you're not beautiful, it's a bad movie, I guess.
I don't know how this guy looks.
If there was ever a movie to be broadcast in Braille, this is the one. He's not a fan. Man, he did not. I mean, when you watch a horror movie, I guess you want a very attractive cast.
I guess so.
So let's see. Still, it was amusing when one of the counselors stumbles upon a headless corpse, only to query, "Are you all right?" This movie is The Ugly Tree. He really did not like the cast.
He did not like how they looked.
This is Z grade.
Well, Z grade.
3 out of 10. He gave it.
Really? That's what Brad gave it.
He gave it. So did you not? Did you sign?
It wasn't based off the ugly actors.
You based it off. It was slightly based off the ugly actor. Be real. You really didn't like the actor.
They weren't even that. Oh my god, they weren't that ugly. Jeez.
Yeah. Do you have one you want to read about Mad Men?
Honestly, I lost it.
Good job.
It didn't pop back up. So.
Good job.
Apparently, every time you open up IMDb, it comes up with a different thing. But it was something along the lines of, "Man, I want to love you, but why don't I?" kind of thing.
Let's see. I'll do one more for Mad Men. Let's do one more. I was kind of hoping there'd be more funny ones. And I skimmed through, and there's a lot of 2 out of 10. They thought they were different. It's a girl. Well, it doesn't. Just because it's a girl doesn't mean she's not funny. Miss Magenta. Let's see what she has to say. It's another one of those teenagers going camping in the woods movies with really stupid dialogue, bad acting, and loud, scary music coming in at the appropriate time. That's the opposite of what I said. There is no music. She's already terrible. She's a liar. 2 out of 10 disregarded. The characters are as shallow as their names.
What?
Oh, yeah, I get it. She's saying the characters are shallow. We mentioned that.
Yeah.
But she was trying to be witty, and she wasn't. Saying their names like Richie, TP, and Betsy. What kind of name do you want these people to have? Do you want it to be Gibraltar and...
Brad, Zach.
Wow.
Whoa.
Or Bartholomew.
Yeah, because Matt is the most unique name in the world.
I'm changing it to TP now.
At some points, the lighting effects are quite nice, but totally irrelevant. Why should the wood scenes be lighted in blue? Lighted in blue. Lighted in blue.
No, I did find that. Oh no, I did notice that. The wood scenes, it's is it dark? Is it nighttime right now? Because it's not nighttime in the movie.
Yeah.
But they're saying it's nighttime.
All right, she finishes out the review saying, "The story is more than predictable, ever so much due to the fact that we see the death of the characters during the first scene as previews of the gore end." So we mentioned this, you see that.
Yeah.
It is redundant, boring, common, and badly done. I don't recommend it. It's not even a source of much laughs. Much laughs.
Many laughs?
Yeah.
Maybe?
She wrote this in 2000, so she's probably of age now. She's probably 18 by now.
I much laughed very small amount.
Hold on. So I want to read one more, because someone just put not bad. Let's see a positive. Oh, I love it. Someone put I love it.
Oh, I see a lot of 10 out of 10s actually.
Really?
Oh yeah, people
Read a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh no,
10 out of 10.
I'm seeing all over the board though. Some people are just shitting on it. Some people are giving it 10s.
All right. I see one written 1999. A different time that was. A genre masterpiece. 10 out of 10. Mad Men is without a doubt my favorite horror film of all time.
Wow.
This film has all the elements of perfection. From the excellent use of lighting, which is the opposite of what Miss Magenta said. Blue lights in the forest are awesome. The atmosphere and the soundtrack. The soundtrack was shit. Stop saying there wasn't a soundtrack. It is an overall genre study of how to make a horror film and scare the wits out of the audience. Oh my God, this guy's pretentious. I think the director was overlooked and deserved more jobs.
Zach's
Okay,
complaining about someone
I
being pretentious.
want to pause
I'm
there.
not pretentious. I just have high standards.
The guy who directed this movie,
Look up the definition of pretentious. Thank you.
the guy who directed this movie, this is the only movie that he did.
Yeah. That's
He
what
did
he
not
said.
do anything else.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, this is
Oh,
it.
okay.
This is it.
The movie works so well, it amazes me that nobody in the cast worked on too many other films. Watch this movie followed by Blair Witch, and you tell me what scared you more. This is how you do it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Spurry to tell you. I'm going to go on a limb and say he meant Sperry to tell you. I'm sorry to tell you, but there was not one movie in the 90s as effective as this one in the horror genre. That is a bold statement right there.
That is a very, very bold statement.
There's a lot of pretty good 90s horrors.
There
I'd say.
is, yeah. Wow.
I
Wait,
really...
say that again. I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, so I'm just going to go on a whim and say that this kid
Wait,
just saw Blair Witch Project, probably went into his brother's stash and found
Yeah.
Madman and watched it.
He says, I'm Spurry to tell you, but there is not one movie in the 90s as effective as this one in the horror genre.
What?
Very bold statement.
That is very bold.
What's this wiener's name on there?
Oh my god, you gonna lock him down? Madman Mars is actually his username, so I should tell you how much he likes this.
Wow. Was that one of
Jay
the
said
actors?
about that shit. You are the ones that are the ball suckers.
1999,
How's
he
that
wrote
go?
this
We're going to
review.
fuck your mothers while
He's
you watch.
He's probably not even alive still. That was like 10 years ago.
I'm sorry, it's ball.
Oh my god, that was 20 years ago. Holy shit.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm sorry to tell you. Horror movies are becoming like cars. They just don't make them right anymore. Madman is like a 76 Cadillac Coupe. Coupe? Calp? Coupe. Is it coup or coupe? Like coup de grace.
There's coupe and there's coup. They're completely different words.
With a 500 cubic inch engine, while the Haunting or Haunted Hill is like a Toyota with 4-cylinder engine. Bottom line, I love this movie. Why do you think I call myself Madman Mars? Anyway, long live Madman Mars and everybody involved in this movie. All right.
Wow, so he got a pretty big boner for it.
Yeah, he really did. Well, interesting. All right, let's read a couple from The Burning and we'll wrap this episode up. Let's see. There's a lot of good reviews for this one. I mean, I'm looking.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Is there any bad ones?
That's why I want to look at something that goes against what we thought.
Yeah.
You know,
Because I was looking through the Madman ones. There was a lot. It was really hit or miss.
yeah, this one's
It
pretty
was,
much
it
all.
was either like 1, 5, or 10 kind of thing.
I got a 6 out of 10 one. That's about it.
That's
like
the lowest one.
Oh, 4 out of 10. Here we go. Found a 4 out of 10. It
Let's
says
shit on this person. They're the ones that are the ball lickers.
yeah. Friday, Jess Sigger 9000 in September of 2007 wrote a review called Friday the 13th Without the Scares. He starts very strong, saying, "This movie is crap. Let's get what's good about this movie out of the way first. Tom Savini did the special effects, and he did a pretty good job."
Oh, yeah, he did. We should have probably mentioned
Yeah.
Tom Savini did a great job in this.
No,
movie.
pretty good, according to this guy.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple of scenes of full frontal nudity. That's the positives, actually. You get to see some annoying kids
say
get
that like
violently
it's gross.
dispatched. I don't know how this guy's supposed to be
Ew.
sounding.
Well, those boobies were gross.
Damn, Matt.
Here we go. He's saying the problem is it's nothing new and nothing special. Well, again, you got to realize this was made in 1981, so and watching it now, no, it's nothing new and nothing special. It felt
I
like
thought this movie came out this year.
in 2018, this movie is done to death.
Why does George Costanza look young? I don't understand what's happening.
And he
What
has-
is with this timeline?
He has hair. What is this?
He's basically says this is basically just a ripoff of Friday the 13th, which we kind of said that a lot of movies in the 80s did, obviously. They hit all the right notes for a slasher movie without seeming to understand the genre. If you hit the right notes, then you understand it. Okay. It's no surprise that these guys would later head up Dimension Films, the people who did this, and churn out endless
I
screams.
thought Miramax did it.
I don't know. This guy's
No
saying
shout.
Dimension Films. So apparently these people did Endless Screams. Final Destination's a good movie. Not the other 4, but the first two
Yeah,
are
the
good.
first one's good.
Still haven't seen that one.
My God.
I haven't seen any of that.
Right,
series. Yeah.
We're going to have to do an episode on that. I Know What You Did
Okay.
Last Summers. The first one was okay. I Know What You Did Last
I
Summers.
actually still haven't seen that one either.
Jesus
you know.
Christ.
I
I
didn't-
remember
I
we
didn't
did
see
try
it.
to watch
I'm a
it.
terrible person.
We did try to watch it one time and something happened.
Oh, yeah.
When you think about it, there's no rhyme or reason for anything that happens in this movie. An angry guy picks a bunch of kids at random and bumps them off. I don't know. Most of the other reviews I've read for this movie are pretty enthusiastic, so maybe it's me. But aside from the over-the-top violence and conspicuous nudity, the film was a total letdown. And is it just me, or are the garden shears just sort of a goofy weapon?
You know what I say? His mom's a total letdown.
For raising such a bastard child.
Someone gave it a 1 out of 10.
Oh, read that
Their
one.
mom should have pulled
I
out.
want to shit on this person.
All right, this one's a short one, so we'll read this one and we'll
It
wrap it
stinks.
up. He says, this is by Bajero. 1 out of 10. Watch
1 out of
Friday
10.
the 13th instead.
Whoa, hold on.
That's
a
it?
1
That's what
out
he
of
said?
10?
Yeah, he said more. Here we go.
Oh.
It's pretty obvious that the creators of The Burning was making a clone of Friday the 13th. It is nothing else than He can't even do English. It's nothing else than plagiarism. A disfigured, insane monster janitor burn victim with the strength of 10 men slaughtering a bunch of sex-crazed teenagers on summer
Strength
camp.
of 10 men?
Hold on.
He's Spider-Man.
Stop right there. It's a ripoff of the first Friday the 13th movie, right? This came out a year after, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We all know.
Do
it's the
we
mom.
all know the problem there?
Yeah, the mom is the
right?
killer.
Okay.
The killer is not a ripoff of the first Friday the 13th.
Exactly.
When this was written, the killer was not a man in a mask.
No.
Well, when he says strength of 10 men,
was not.
Where's it saying that in the movie? Is he like a superhero?
does he show,
It does-
he never shows his strength
Hold on.
in any way.
It does, however, do the whole like POV, like stalker kind of thing.
Yeah. Someone also put.
I do like that POV.
Ooh,
I like that
hold on, one more. Let's do one more because I like this guy's thing. He calls it a derivative tripe.
Okay.
Abattoir. 1 out of 10.
Abattoir?
I don't know. 1 out of 10. Wrote this in 1999. We're going
All right.
back. The Burning is one of many gory slasher flicks released after the success of Halloween and Friday the 13th. The special effects, once again, it's Tom Savini, are the only saving grace of this uninteresting, badly acted, and sloppily scripted piece of
Oh
junk.
my god, no.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I loved about the movie was the acting.
One scene in particular stands out in my mind. The Counselors. Yes, this movie takes place at a summer camp. Original, isn't it? Are discussing the legend of the movie's killers. As one tells his story, everyone grows tense and then someone jumps out at them. But wait, it's just some goofball wearing a mask to scare them. The thing that infuriates me is that this scene is an exact, almost word-for-word copy of a scene in Friday the 13th Part 2.
Which came out the same year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So...
there's no way that they could have...
no. It's like, did they steal the script while they were filming? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, this is what you do for Friday the 13th Part 2?
Yeah, seriously, that makes people when you watch movies. Those of you at home listening or not listening, do you not look at what year these movies were made? Do you just assume they were made like?
Well, he probably saw everyone put Friday the 13th, Part 1.
Yeah.
You know, oh, I'm going to be different. Part 2.
He just says this is how he ends it. Look for Jason Alexander, quote unquote, with hair and a supporting role.
He did have hair.
He did have hair.
They were not wrong on that.
They were definitely not wrong on that.
Very right.
All right.
And his butt cheeks.
Do we have?
did see his butt cheeks.
We did. It was amazing. Do we have anything we want to say before we wrap it all up? Anything you want to add?
I love you guys.
I was disappointed in the fact that The Burning was not about just a bunch of teenagers banging each other and then getting STDs.
I was upset that we didn't see Jason Alexander's junk.
At least a little ball, right?
Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit.
At least a little ball, maybe one ball.
All right. Matt, anything else?
No, I got nothing.
All right. Well, so this is the end of this episode. Our next episode is TBD. But, TV.
That's a big butt.
Yeah, but we are working on expanding our YouTube channel. We are going to start including videos.
Yes.
Stick around. We had a meeting about that. We have some good ideas what we're going to do. We're going to start adding more than just podcast content to the Horrormongers.
Yeah.
If we
we're
start doing-
actually very good actors. So
Oh,
we're gonna be
amazing
making
actors.
videos.
We're so good. You should watch our... Oh, you should go to our Patreon and watch that video and then donate.
That too.
Perfect.
So we can make better videos.
Yeah.
Also, we might end up doing like the nude section, just videos.
Yeah. Nudes, not news.
Yes.
All right, guys. This is Zach, the guy who always gets the last word, saying...
Well, I want to say thank you for listening.
I'm Brad.
I'm Matt the Impaler.
Okay, I click stop. We can all stop talking now.
I'm Brad.
No, I click stop.
Goodbye.
We're not recording anymore.
But we see the thing.
Stop looking at it.
We see the thing going.
Turn away. Okay, done.